I'm Duncan Ferguson and you're watching Toffee TV.
Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings video for Everton 1, Manchester United 1. Let's get straight into it. Martin Stekelenburg. Yep. 3 out of 10. I can't give him less than, any more than that. Rather, could probably give him less, to be honest with you, but I'm going to give him 3 out of 10. The goal is criminal. He's a goalkeeper. There's no reason for him to come charging off his line. Gives Manchester United the lead. Just ridiculous piece of goalkeeping. Making a few mistakes creeping into his game now. Started the season quite well. But, we saw at Chelsea, he didn't have a good game. Burnley, he was shocking. On this goal, he's handed them the goal as far as I'm concerned. So 3 out of 10 for Stekelenburg. Seamus Coleman, 6 out of 10. I think he was decent. He had a decent game, Seamus. Got an injury, obviously. But, he didn't give Anthony Martial a comfortable afternoon. So I thought he'd done okay there. He was subdued going forward, but he stuck to the defender. And Martial has had good games against Coleman in the past. So I thought he'd done okay, 6 out of 10. Leighton Baines, going to give him 7 out of 10. I thought he defended quite well. I thought he was good on it. But he's always one of our best attackers, Baines, still now. And to stick the penalty away under that much pressure with a couple of minutes to go, and the fact that they were arsing about, moaning to the referee, delaying it. The pressure was on him. A couple of minutes to go. They're the only team he's missed against in the Premier League. De Gea saved it. And I think I'm right in saying he hit it the same way as he did that day, but this one was right in the corner of the net. Excellent penalty. And got us back in the game. So 7 out of 10 for Bainesy. Ashley Williams, I thought he was solid. And given 6.5 out of 10. Not quite good enough to get a 7, but better than average slightly. I thought he headed most things. He was up, against Ibrahimovic. He was a fantastic centre forward, strong, good in the air. So I thought Williams done well. He mopped up a lot, around Murray and intercepted things. Could have used the ball a bit better, but I thought he had a good solid game. Funes Murray. I've given 5 out of 10, and that might be a little bit generous. I'm just not convinced he's good enough for the Premier League. I think he's got some good attributes. He does some good stuff, but I always feel he's got at least one mistake in him. The goal, he kind of just stopped running when the ball was bouncing. I don't know whether he'd have got it anyway, but why didn't he just sprint to the net and slide and make himself look good? 5 out of 10 for Murray. Moving into midfield, Gareth Barry. I don't think he had a very good game for me, not by his standards. He's just lately, the last couple of weeks, I've just noticed a downturn in his form. Just looks a little bit slower. He plays every game, plays 90 minutes most weeks anyway. And he's 36, been playing for nearly 20 years in the Premier League. So I suppose he is going to have times when he struggles a little bit with the pace. And I think he's still good on the ball, don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't one of his better games. But he's still done, he still worked hard alongside Garner. So 6 out of 10 for him. Tom Cleverley, 3 out of 10. Absolutely dreadful from start to finish. For the time he was on the pitch, and near the end, before he got subbed, he tried to give them a second goal as well. Asked about with it on the edge of our box and put Baines in trouble. Got it back and then didn't have a clue anyone was around, and he whipped the ball off and he gives a foul away right on the edge of the box. It could have been a penalty. He was absolute garbage today. I'm sorry. Try to get behind him and say that he presses well and he gets on the ball. He tries to pass it. He was pathetic. He didn't even look like he tried today, which is unusual because he does normally run around. I don't know. He was diabolical for me today. I'm sorry. 3 out of 10. Yannick Bolasie. It's a tough one with Bolasie because we're just so reliant on him to create something for us that he has the ball probably more than others, and he frustrates quite a lot. I thought he put 2 or 3 really good crosses in the first half, but then he fails to do the simple thing at times as well. I wonder if with better players, if he would be better because there wouldn't be as much pressure on him. I don't know. I thought he was okay in the first half. I thought he was our main attacker in the first half. He was our main threat. Second half, he got worse and obviously got himself injured and you know, I hope that he isn't out next week, because even though he wasn't very good today, I always feel as though he might just create something for us. But 5 out of 10 for Balassi. Kevin Morales, for the first 65, 70 minutes, I didn't know he was on the pitch. He was garbage compared to what Kevin Morales can be, because there's clearly a good footballer in there. He's lost a bit of his pace, but he's still got a good first touch. He's skillful, he can shoot. I thought once Valencia come on and he was able to move around a little bit, I think the Deulofeu sub probably freed him up a little bit as well. I think once Valencia come on and we had 2 to aim for, it kind of gave him that little bit more space, and he got better and better then into the game. And I've ended up giving him 5.5 out of 10. Maybe he should get a 6. I don't know. I think he was so poor and then finished the game decent, so it's a tough one. Romelu Lukaku, I've given 5 out of 10. I'm sorry, but again, just a performance that he's another one. When Valencia come on, he ran around a bit more. It was as if he was happy then he had a strike partner, so he'd freeze him up and he can be a little bit more dangerous. And he started looking like he was interested, but for about an hour, he looked disinterested, which is weird, because playing against these, I would have thought he'd be bang at it. And again, you know, we don't help him, of course, we don't. And he does look more effective when he's got a strike partner, but I don't know, maybe I'm being harsh with 5 out of 10. Garner, left him to last, because for me he was man of the match. He was absolutely everywhere for us today. He had a couple of good strikes. De Gea's pulled off a great save from him. He got a corner off his other one. He nipped in everywhere. He was up against Pogba. He didn't give him an easy afternoon. Pogba, by all accounts, didn't really do that much because of Garner. But Garner mopped up. He was everywhere. And I'm giving him 9 out of 10, because he was just, he took the game. He was still taking the game to United right at the end. He got us the penalty, being, getting himself into the penalty area. So he was my man of the match, 9 out of 10. Substitutes, Enner Valencia, I've given 6 out of 10. I thought he'd done well when he come on. Affected the play. Should have, maybe, he done well with the header, but if he'd have headed it either side of the header, he might have scored. But he showed me a little bit of promise today, that if we can get him on the pitch longer with Rom, we might have a little bit more joy at the moment. Mason Holgate, I've given 7 out of 10. Now that might be a bit generous, but I thought he'd come into the game cold, because Coleman looked like he was going to get through his injury, and he came in. He was up against Anthony Martial, who ended up going off. They put Rashford on. He was up against him. He didn't give either of them a kick. He was one headers in the box, nearly scored. De Gea's had to push one wide. So he'd done everything. He showed that he can play at this level. So 7 out of 10 for Mason. Gerard Deulofeu, I've given 5, and I may be being a bit generous there, because I keep waiting for Jerry. I love him, but he come on and I'm not having. He's knackered. Does a little bit of pressing and then he's breathing through. So how is that just because he can't be asked? Can he not be bothered running up and down? So I'm so tired because I've been doing this pressing. If that's him, then he's not going to get in this side, and that's the end of it. So anyway, there you go. Idrissa Gana Gueye, man of the match for me. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Look out for my instant match reaction. Look out for Ped's instant match reaction. We'll be back in the studio tomorrow doing the final word, and hopefully with a couple of guests on the sofa as well as we discuss this 1-1 draw with Manchester United. I've been Baz. Catch you next time on Toffee TV.